Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? This is your boy, Red Death Animations here. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your boys, Yeah, this video, just like the last video, I'm not really, trying my best with the audio quality, because I'm not taking this video too seriously. It's just a little video to inform, relevant people about certain things. So bear with me, forgive me, because usually my audio quality is way better than this. I'm not really going all out with it. So yeah, just bear with me. And another side announcement before I start with the main point of this video. I think by next week, because at the time that I'm recording this at Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. So by next week, I think I'm gonna start dropping music. So just be on the lookout for that. I know some people were waiting on my music to drop. So yeah, now let's get to the point, the nitty gritty. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you watched my previous video and you've watched my tier list video at some point in time. If you haven't, I suggest you guys watch those videos so that you're not lost or whatever. It's just a little recommendation. I'll provide links to them and whatnot, and cards and the end screen of this video. But basically, right, my previous video was mainly me complaining about a recent action between me and Domino, a recent drama that we had, and how D-Man was involved in the situation. The main purpose of this video was I just wanted to provide updates. So basically, because, not everything is on a YouTube video, there's things that happen in the background that maybe the average viewer doesn't really know about. So I want to let y'all know some updates, right? So let me go back to the tier list video. Within that time period, there are people in the tier list video I made where my biggest ops on PB2, right? There's a video. So basically there's some updates on there, because obviously that list, I will say, for the most, for a small part of the list, it's not accurate anymore, because things have happened within these last couple months after the tier list video was made. There's things that has happened that it makes me want to bump certain people up a tier or lower some people or completely remove certain people from the list. I'm not going to get into every single op per se, but I will say there is someone, a good friend of mine by the name of Beefree, right? I want to remove Beefree from the tier list by the time I'm making this video, because I did say in the tier list video that when me and Beefree have a civilized, mature conversation, that'll be when I will remove him from the op list and he's no longer an op. And I will say to you guys, because most people don't know this, but me and Beefree had a conversation already way back in I don't know if it was early October, late September. I don't even remember. It was sometime between within September, October. I think it was most likely early October. I don't remember. I kind of moved past it because me and Beefree made up by then. So I want to let y'all know, Beefree is no longer an op to me. If you guys don't like him still, that's kind of y'all business. I'm not gonna get into that. That's y'all decision. But as for me, I don't really hate Beefree anymore. We just needed a nice mature convo, because obviously a lot of drama, just and not just in this community, not just in this game, but life in general, a lot of drama, a lot of conflicts, it kind of stems from misunderstanding. A lot of drama, a lot of fights, a lot of deaths in real life and all that, for example. A lot of these things can be prevented if people just sit down and have a conversation. Not just one person. If both parties agree to just sit down, have a nice little convo, a lot of bullshit can be prevented. That's kind of what happened with me and Beefree. That's why in the video I told him, we're not moving forward from this unless we have this convo. And he agreed. We had a private convo. I'm not going to tell y'all what was happening in the convo because it's private. It was in our DM, but we settled that shit like grown men. And I fucks with that. I like that. So I want to let y'all know that. Now, after I made that video I made about Domino, right? I made it like about a week or two ago. Basically, here's what happened. So I want to address everything in order. Like, I want to address specific things D-Man said, right? I'm going to show what he said too, because he had commented on that video. And then after that, I will summarize what Domino said in response, because we had a talk in the PL server. We had a talk in that server, and I will summarize. It was a lot we talked about, so I'm just going to summarize what I remember and, say what I say about that, deliver my official statements for anyone that, because I don't want people thinking that, oh my God, Domino said this, Domino said Jacob said this, Domino said Jacob said that. No, I'm going to let y'all know what I said. I'll let y'all know my viewpoint, my stance. I don't want people thinking, me and Domino, we dropped the beef, we squashed it, we're all good now, we're at peace. No, that's not what really happened. So I'll let y'all know personally, like from the horse's mouth. I'll tell y'all how I see things, okay? My own official statement. So let me talk about things in order first. So in my last video, D-Man, he had responded in my comment section, right? He had gave me lists. It was like, back again with another W vid. And then number 1, being attacked in real life and having to defend yourself is completely different to making fun of people's deceased relatives after they troll you or criticize you in some way. Even if you feel attacked by what someone says on the internet, I think it's super important to be able to see beyond just the insults or whatever you feel hurt by. I personally try to take apart what people say and see if there's anything of substance, and I feel like you would benefit from that too. Does good advice become bad when it's not presented in a nicely wrapped gift? Not really. I don't think so, at least. Sometimes criticism is harsh and brutal, but it can be valid also. Advice doesn't always have to come from the people you like either. So yeah, let me summarize the context behind all this, but again, I'm assuming you guys watched the previous video, right? So I'm gonna just give a little summary. There was drama between me and Domino, and D-Man, obviously, like if y'all know how D-Man is, he'll jump into fucking drama like it has something to do with him when it doesn't have nothing to do with him or whatever. And I didn't like that he jumped into it, nor did I like how he jumped into it. But I go into way more detail in the previous video, and I talk about it in the tier list video, but not with Domino, not relating to Domino. It was more like I had this problem with D-Man for months before this Domino drama began. My personal problem with D-Man, he don't mind his business. He's very argumentative. He's like a pretentious smartass. He likes to argue with everyone. If he sees something, he has a comment for it. But in real life, he's an introvert. He don't pull this shit in real life. He only acts like a smartass on the internet where no one can touch him. That's my problem with D-Man. But yeah, let me address number 1. So 1, right? That's why I talked about what I said. Like, D-Man jumps into beefs. He jumps into things that have nothing to do with him personally. And then he expects me to just take his advice. He expects me to just respect what he has to say. I don't gotta respect shit because this drama has nothing to do with it. So who the fuck you think you are trying to, get me to take your advice? Nigga, take this. Pause. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that bullshit because I'm not obligated to take your advice. Just like how you're not obligated to mind your business, I'm not obligated to take your advice. I'm not obligated to take your criticisms in a civilized way because I didn't ask for your input. I didn't want your input. I don't respect your input, nor do I respect the way you deliver it. Yes, delivery doesn't automatically mean your points are invalid. Yes, that is true. That is a point, and I've been told that throughout my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people think I get emotional. They think I'm sensitive and whatnot. And yeah, I am. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I don't think I'm wrong to be this way. Why the fuck should I listen to someone who's like screaming at me or some shit like that? I mean, if they're paying me, let's say you're working and your boss is yelling at you, that's different. Like, nigga, Like they're paying you for your time. They're paying you for your service. So I'm gonna tolerate more bullshit from like a boss or whatever the fuck. That's different. D-Man, you're just a random nigga on the internet that happens to be in the same community that I'm in, that plays the same game that I play. You're not paying me shit. You're not my parent. You're not my boss. What are you doing for me? Why the fuck should I tolerate your methods? Why should I tolerate you getting in my business? What are you doing for me? What are you doing for my life? Okay? Like, so obviously when you're coming at me a certain way, I'm gonna actually take offense and I'm gonna act on that feeling, because who the fuck do you think you are? Okay? Like, not to mention your actual points are bullshit. But even if they're not bullshit, whether they're bullshit or not, my point is I'm going to respond the way I respond. I'm going to take the things you say with a grain of salt, because one, who asked you? Two, you have a lot of nerve to be talking to me like that. You know, like, who the fuck do you think you are? You know, I'm not saying talk to me nice. I'm not saying, you know, kiss my ass. No, I'm not no fucking kid. I'm not no kindergartner that's gotta be pampered. No. There's people that they'll privately talk to me about my issues, right? They'll privately talk to me about how I do things. They sound concerned. They don't sound pleased, but they don't sound rude neither. They're able to criticize me in a way where I don't take offense to, but they're not kissing my ass. They don't sound positive. They sound concerned. They sound worried. They might sound a little angry, disappointed, but they don't sound like they're coming at me. They don't sound like they're coming from my neck. They don't sound like they're trying to put me down. There's a big difference in how they do shit and how you do shit. How I feel when you come at me, I feel like you're attacking me. Maybe it's not your intentions, but if you're going to involve yourself in stuff that has nothing to do with you, you gotta understand that there's consequences to that. You're getting yourself involved in shit that you don't know everything about, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. You don't even know me like that. You don't know how I'm gonna react. You don't know how I'm gonna respond. And if you do know how I'm going to respond, why do you act surprised when I respond the way I do? If you know me, you know I don't like that kind of tone, that kind of language. I don't like the way you do shit. But when I actually act out, you get all surprised. Like, nigga, you've known me for years. Like, you've seen how I do shit for years. Everyone says the same shit about me. You should know what's gonna happen when you get involved in my shit. Not to mention, this isn't the first time you've been involved in shit in my business that has nothing to do with you. This is like the third time at least in these past 3-4 months you've been involved in my shit. Like, you know how I am. You know, you should see the pattern. This isn't the first time you've involved yourself in my shit. You should know better. You should see the pattern. Why do you keep doing this if you know I'm not going to listen? So on top of like, your advice is not welcome, nor do I like how you deliver that advice, but your advice itself is bullshit. The advice you give me in of itself is bullshit. I don't agree with it. I don't like it at all. I just don't. And I already provided my reasons, and I have way more reasons. I just, I be sparing these niggas. Like, if D-Man, put it like this, if D-Man was actually like, if he was supposed to be involved, like, if this drama had something to do with him from the start, I would have went harder on him. I would have delivered more points. If the need arise, like, if I felt like I needed to, I probably would have delivered all my points, but I'm sparing this nigga because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like this nigga, but, I don't want to destroy this nigga. I don't want to do nothing to this nigga for real, because he's not damaging anything that I got going on. He's not really in the way. He's a goofy ass nigga. Everyone's telling me to ignore this nigga. Everyone's telling me nobody takes this nigga D-Man serious. He's a goofy. The fuck? It's just obviously like most of the shit he says about me, it aligns with a lot of shit my ops be saying. So when I'm talking about D-Man in this video, in the last video, and the tier list video, obviously, like, I'm also speaking to the the ops that share his viewpoints on me, that share his views on me. So it's kind of like a middle finger to the ops too. So I'm just using D-Man as an example. I'm making an example out of D-Man's ugly ass. So yeah. But my main issue is it's like, yes, he's getting in my he was getting in my business, and it's how he got in my business. Like, it's how he delivered his points to me. And yes, delivery matters. What I don't like about certain people, like, they conflate me not liking their delivery with me being sensitive. No, they're two different things. Like, two things can be true. Your delivery is shit, and yes, I'm pretty sensitive. I'm not ashamed to admit it. You know, I'm actually proud that I'm like this, because I'm not going to ignore how I feel to look thick-skinned for people who don't do shit for me. Like, if I'm sensitive, it's for a fucking reason. There's something you said. There's an issue with what you said that no one sees, or people do see, but they don't want to call out. If anything, you know, being sensitive can sometimes be a strength, because you're able to sense shit that others can't sense. There's something wrong with you. And sooner or later, these issues I sense, they're gonna bite you in the ass at some point in the future. I've seen it happen to other people that I've had, you know, I've gotten into it with throughout my life. Like, I've seen it. You know, the same way there's issues with being sensitive, there are issues with being super thick-skinned and emotionless. You know, there are things wrong with that too. You know, like, here's an analogy. Here's a little comparison. But your body, right? You're able to feel pain because your brain is telling you there's something on your body, or inside or outside your body, that is harming you, and you should probably do something about it. So if you're sensitive, if certain things in your body are sensitive, it's just your brain is doing its job a little better than usual. It may or may not be a bad thing, because too much of anything is bad, but you know, you're still able to see shit. You're still able to get the job done. You can take the good with the bad. You know, if you're super thick-skinned, oh my god, you're so tough, like, you might not be able to sense shit in time. And then by the time something escalates and gets worse, it's way too fucking late, because you chose to ignore the warning signs. You chose to ignore the red flags because it's a little something. It's not gonna hurt anybody. But then when things start escalating, oh, now it's a problem. It's too late. You shouldn't have ignored the warning signs. Your body was telling you something, and you should have listened. When someone is telling you they're hurt, you're hurting them, you should probably listen to them before it gets too late, before it becomes too big of an issue for the both of y'all to handle. D-Man, I'm warning you, because the more you come at me, the worse I make shit. The more I feel like you're hurting me, the more I'm gonna come at you and do some shit to you that you don't want me to do. Because obviously, if you're hurting someone and they feel attacked, they're gonna feel like defending themselves to stop the pain. It's common sense. Delivery does matter, because compare this to business. Compare this to like, you own a business and you're trying to sell something. When you want to run a business, right? You got customers. Are you going to scream at your customers to buy your product because delivery doesn't matter? Are you going to so if you scream at your customers, are you going to get a lot of sales, versus if you're talking in a convincing way, you don't sound like a dick. You don't sound like a shitty person. If you are delivering a sales pitch, would you deliver it in a mean way, or are you delivering it in a very convincing and nice, and just like, you sound like someone that people want to be around? Which delivery are you going to use? The mean way or the convincing way? The mean way or the socially adept way? If you're selling a product, because you're trying to sell your advice to me. You want me to take your product. You want me to take your advice. So do you honestly think I'm going to take your shit if you're delivering it in a shitty way? Like, who does that? I'm not your little bitch. Okay? I don't care what your intentions was or what you say your intentions was. You're talking to me. I don't feel what you're feeling. We're two completely different people. So I feel how I feel. You feel how you feel. But you're talking to me. You talk to me first. You didn't have to talk to me at all. You didn't have to come at me because my issues had nothing to do with you. You could have minded your business, went about your day, no trouble at all. You chose to get involved in my shit. You talked to me first. So it's your responsibility if you want me to take your shit. No. If you want to increase your chances of me taking your shit, you should probably watch how you speak to me. The disrespect is also like, again, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you honestly, like, it's more like you, out of all the options, there are multiple ways you could have delivered your shit. And you chose to deliver it in a disrespectful sort of way, in a way that I didn't like. And you expected me to just take it. That's also the real disrespect. I'm not taking that bullshit. So the more you come at me like that, the more you're just wasting your time because I'm not learning anything. Whether I choose to or not, that's on me. But I choose not to learn from you because I'm not taking your tone. I'm not accepting how you talk. I don't accept it. I refuse. Deal with it, and I get it, by the time of this recording, like, obviously D-Man, he hasn't come at me ever since, like, but I'm gonna get to that part, I'll address everything in order. This is just me addressing number 1 of his paragraph. Let's go to number 2, alright? Let's go to number 2. I'm not really bothered in any literal sense. When you complain in PL, I feel a bit concerned, actually. You just break down over the simplest things and take small things to the most extreme edge you can find. For example, you constantly say people want you to kill yourself because, kill yourself, which comes from literally anywhere and everywhere. Sometimes you don't even know who they are, their motives, or what they mean when they say something, and you just immediately flip this switch that they are out to get you or something. Again, another example is your constant usage of the word rigged, and when that's just straight up not the case, like Rejects Tournament. The only reason you would say such a thing is because you have an agenda against the tournament due to certain participants who are playing in it. The tournament has no free agents, no trades, no random categories added in mid-tourney. None of the stuff which PL has suffered from because of your own team. Nihil, the map maker for PL panel, is responsible for organizing the whole journey. So it's not like what you say in the video. I'm not doing this to make myself feel better. Okay, so let's address it. Okay, so he says he's not bothered, but then he says he feels a bit concerned when I complain. That's a literal contradiction. When you feel concerned, you're bothered. Wait, are you saying you want to feel concerned? Is that what you're saying? Being concerned is positive, a positive emotion. I'm pretty sure when you feel concerned for someone, it's negative because you want them, like, you're worried about them. You want them to stop doing what they're doing. It's a problem. So you contradicted yourself there. All right. Next thing, I break down over the simplest things. Okay, yes, that's true. It appears I'm breaking down over the simplest things. Why? Because when certain things happen, whether it's small or big to you, it's more like I've seen this small thing in the past before, many, many, many times. And sometimes these small things can escalate to something bigger if you don't deal with it in time. That's kind of what I was hammering home earlier in this recording. Sometimes small things can become big. Small little fires can become wildfires, forest fires, nigga. And it's like when you see the same, cause this isn't the first PL, season 6 wasn't the first season that had these problems. I've been playing PL since season 3 all the way back in 2020. And I've seen these problems happen over and over, whether they're small or big. So I look at these small things as like little red flags, little omens, like it's kind of like when you're watching a movie and you notice little patterns, and then you might be like, oh shit, here we go again. Like, oh shit, I already know what's gonna happen. This character just drank this or whatever the the fuck. So yes, I do. Why? Because I'm worried, nigga. If you see me taking whatever you think is small and whatever, nigga, obviously I see what's gonna happen. I see what's potentially going to happen because I have all this experience. I have all this traumatic experiences from the past, and oftentimes when I ignore it, it kind of escalates into something bigger. What's wrong with me addressing shit before it escalates? You want to bring up Zed and Panos? Nigga, when I was complaining about Zed before season 6, everyone was just ignoring me. Everyone was treating me like a joke. Everyone thought I was crazy. And then when the season started and MJD was winning everything, that's when everybody want to stand up and riot, complain. And then they want to, and then that's when they expect me to say something. But then when I didn't say shit no more, y'all want to call me a hypocrite because y'all thought I was going to take y'all's side. Nah, nigga, y'all should have took my side before MJD even formed. It's too late now. We won. This is my middle finger to all y'all fuck niggas. Okay. And like I complain, like y'all, people like D-Man, they don't want to address how they treated me before season 6 started. Why would I want to fight alongside you guys during the season when y'all treated me like absolute shit? Y'all was clowning me. Y'all wanted me to shut up so bad. Y'all wanted me to just shut the fuck up. Y'all wanted me to stop complaining about everything. Y'all wanted me to just shut the fuck up. I was complaining about all these things and y'all treated me like a joke. And then when y'all start complaining about season 6 during the season and y'all thought I was obligated, y'all look like y'all seem like y'all wanted to act like I was obligated to take y'all's side on these things because I was complaining about these issues pre-season 6. Nah, y'all was treating me like garbage. I'm not taking y'all's side no more. My team is winning and it's karma. It's karma. Y'all niggas was on my ass before season 6 began. Y'all niggas was on my ass, you know? And not to mention, but during the season, there were some things I liked about Zed. Like, there were some things that Zed did as a map maker, whatever the fuck. There's some respectable things. Like, there's some genuinely respectful things I've seen from Zed throughout this tournament that I just couldn't knock. And it made me respect him more than I thought I would. Like, I did not expect to be friends with Zed again during this tournament. That was an outcome not even I expected. I'm not even gonna lie. But look, this isn't a PL video. I just had to address certain bullshit D-Man said. But y'all notice how D-Man was fucking deflecting here? Like, we're talking about Domino's H5 tournament. Where the fuck does what does PL have to do with this? This is also why I don't like to argue with these niggas a lot, cause they deflect. Like, we haven't even finished talking about this shit, and you're talking about PL out of nowhere. You're trying to get me to say some incriminating shit that'll probably make me look a certain way or whatever the fuck. You really want to talk about PL so bad, cause deep down in your heart, you're still bothered about how PL season 6 went. Every time I talk about some negative shit, you just somehow twist it back to PL. You should have had these complaints. You should have vocalized a lot of your concerns before season 6 started, like I did. You should have took my side on things, and maybe I wouldn't treat you like this. Deflection is like, I say one thing, and this person, they will twist it and talk about what I did. Like, let's say I'm saying D-Man did this. Like, let's say me and D-Man, we met and we went to this amusement park, and he stomped on my shoe by accident, and I tell him how wrong he is for that. Like, why would you stomp on my shoes? You know, instead of D-Man telling me he's sorry and he's not gonna do it again, he might bring up, maybe on the way there, like, you know, he might bring up like, on the way to the amusement park, I stomped on his shoe or whatever. I don't know. That isn't the best example, you know, but it's two unrelated things. One happened here, one happened there. Why didn't D-Man address these issues when I stomped on his shoe? Why did he keep his mouth shut and then bring it up when I talked to him about something he did in that moment? It's deflection. It's a manipulation tactic. People deflect when they don't want to, be accountable for their actions. When people do not want to be wrong, they will change the topic to something entirely different. They will weaponize something you did in the past. They will weaponize something either they accusing you of doing or you have actually done, or both. They will hold it in the deck. They won't even talk about it much. But when you start talking, that's when they bring up this irrelevant shit. Whether what they're saying is true or not, deflection is deflection, because we're still talking about this topic. Why the fuck are we transitioning to this topic? Who told you to transition to PL? I didn't tell you that. My issue is with this new H5 tournament. This shit got nothing to do with some season 6 from PL. Why are we transitioning to a whole other issue that happened in a completely separate tournament? Now, now it's different from like, if you're still talking about the main topic, right? Which is, in this case, let's say we're still talking about the H5 tournament, and you want to provide examples about something specific to aid in your points about the H5. That's not deflection. Providing little examples while still staying on topic is not deflecting. It's more like, let's say I'm complaining about something in the H5 tournament, but you talk about something that I did in PL Season 6. That's deflection, because we didn't even finish addressing my point. We're still talking about this topic, and you're already going to a whole other topic. Instead of staying on topic and taking accountability or arguing with me on that topic, you want to bring up something entirely separate. Season 6 is over. Everything is in the final book. You can't change that. We're talking about the H5 right now. Stop trying to manipulate me into talking about some bullshit that I didn't talk about during that moment. It's too late. Suck my dick. It's too late. That's deflection. It's a manipulation tactic. Y'all should look it up. It's manipulation. And it's a common thing that all my ops have been doing. They've done. Every time I complain in the PL server, these same ops, they just deflect. They just bring up some shit that an MJD member did. They bring up some shit that I did, or they bring up an accusation, something that I allegedly did, or something that I actually did, or they might bring up a teammate of mine. I want to make this clear too. My teammates are their own people. They're their own men. I'm not responsible for anything they might have done or might have not done. What they did got nothing to do with me. If y'all got an issue with them, go talk to them. If y'all can't talk to them, tough titty. Stop trying to bring up what my teammates might have done every time I'm complaining. That shit got nothing to do with me. Number 3, when I say necessary evil, it's obviously me being half serious. I think in order for you to show some self-control, I have to let go of my own self, my own self-control, to tell you that this is not right. You say all this stuff genuinely negatively harms your mental health, but you never make an attempt to quit it. You claim that you wouldn't complain if I stopped, but the fact is that you would just argue with the next person over. This always happens. Okay, so who told you being half serious was gonna solve anything? If you're concerned about me, if you want me to stop something, what makes you think being half serious is going to make me take you seriously to the point of listening to what you have to say and taking your advice? Why are you being half serious? You thought I was going to laugh at what you said because you're being half serious? You thought I wasn't going to be any angrier when you say you're being half serious? See, when you jump in people's business, get your facts straight, by the way. Get your facts straight, I didn't say that the new H5 tournament was rigged just because, I was mad about certain things, certain participants. Certain people being in that tournament is not why it's rigged. That's not why I said it. But you would know that because I've told Reject and Domino what I thought was rigged about their tournament. I've told it to them multiple times. But certain people being in their tournament is what made me be more vocal about the rigging. But you wouldn't know that. But you would know that if you did your research. If you're gonna jump in people's beef, get your facts straight, do your research. What's wrong with just asking me questions, especially in a respectful way? If you're going to jump in people's shit, why not ask, hey, what's your viewpoint? Hey Domino, what's your viewpoint? Before I address things and deliver my 2 cents on the matter. That's my problem with people, and not just you, D-Man. Throughout my life, I've seen people jump into other people's beef, especially my beef. They'll see me arguing with someone, and 5 minutes later, after the argument continues, this random person will jump in and they will say some shit I don't like because they didn't get their facts straight, because they weren't there. They didn't see how everything unfolded. They're just seeing what they're seeing in that moment. I don't get it. Like, what's the point of delivering your 2 cents if you're not even gonna at least do your fucking research? What's the point? Like, what are you trying to achieve? So of course, maybe a part of me is gonna assume you're just doing this shit to make yourself feel better because you're feeling bothered and you want to just get something off your chest. Let me see what else he said here. Number 3. So he was saying he felt that he has to let go of his self-control to show me that my lack of self-control is not right. Who said that was gonna work? Who said that was the answer? Did I tell you that's gonna be the answer? Who told you that was the answer? Why did you think that was gonna work? You didn't think that there was no risk to doing that? I don't get it. Like, this is why your teacher will tell you to ask questions. Things like this. All you have to do is ask questions. If you want to jump into shit so bad, why not ask certain questions so you understand things better? Because what you're describing here only made it worse, in my opinion. If you're trying to show me what I'm doing is wrong, and that's how you chose to show me, what you did only makes me want to keep doing what I was doing. What you're doing only makes me feel like my methods are even more correct than before. Because what you're doing makes no sense. I'm not blind to anything, because what you're doing would work if like somebody was blind, like they're not hearing themselves, they don't see what they're doing is wrong or whatever. Dude, if someone is complaining, look, right? Because that's my problem with niggas like you. You think I'm some crazy person. Like, obviously, complaining all day is not right. Obviously, I know that what I'm doing is not right. The fuck? But I still have my reasons for doing it. Because when I was calm and rational in the past with these people, did it work? No. When I was calm and rational. See, that's why you saw me complain about little things in DL back then. Because I don't like when I'm trying to be vocal about issues that I feel is affecting things like tournaments, and the people higher up in the ladder, in the power ladder, like they ignore me or they treat me like a crazy person. And then when they ignore me and treat me like shit, their season ends up falling apart and being ass and being rigged. That's why you see me like start barking, repetitively saying the same shit, arguing all day, because over and over, it's like these grown-ass men that run these tournaments, that moderate the game, moderate the servers, they don't fucking listen. And then they just act surprised when all these issues start happening. That'll make a perfectly sane person feel like crashing out. I'm a human being, so of course I'm gonna complain all day. That's all I could do. I don't want to ignore this bullshit. Complaining is all I could do. I can't force people to do what I want them to do, so I'm gonna protest. There's nothing wrong with protesting when it comes to, addressing things that I think are major. There's nothing wrong with that. That's my business. Whether it's wrong or not, that's my business. It got nothing to do with D-Man. I don't care if we're in a public server or not. This isn't of your concern. This doesn't have anything to do with you. You're not the one running these tournaments, so I'm not talking to you. When I was calm and rational, these people weren't giving my issues, my complaints any attention. They only gave me the attention I deserved when I started crashing out. So my mind let me know maybe I should crash out more often. If I don't crash out, these niggas won't listen to me. There have been things that have been fixed or addressed, at the very least addressed, when I crashed out. When I got angry and crashed out, out, that's when these motherfuckers start to address shit. So I'm gonna keep crashing out if these niggas keep treating me like a joke. It's that simple. But if you copy me, if you do what I do, you're only gonna make me feel like doing it some more. And it's gonna be a never-ending loop. You're not gonna achieve anything. If you believe this shit genuinely harmed my mental health, that's my mental health. It has nothing to do, nigga. If I'm harming myself, that's my business. If I'm harming my mental health, that's my business. It's got nothing to do with you. I choose to do what I do with my body. It has nothing to do with you. It's none of your concern. You're not some superhero. You're not invincible. You're not even getting paid to do this bullshit. You don't have to get in my business. You made the choice to get in my shit, and this is what happens. Before you get into anything in life, understand what comes with it. Whether you're choosing to go into this career field, whether you're choosing to go outside and do something, whether it's exercise or donate somewhere or go to a store, whatever, wherever you go, whatever you do, whether it's on the internet or in real life, do your research. Understand what you're getting yourself into. If you're going to do anything in life, do your research. Know what you're getting yourself into. Don't act surprised when certain things don't go your way. Don't act surprised when you see the results of your action. Don't get surprised. If you did your research, if you asked questions, if you understood, if you knew everything, if you knew what you were getting yourself into, you wouldn't be this surprised. If you simply minded your own business, you would have saved yourself so much trouble. You would have saved so much precious time. You could have used that time to focus on your own life, focus on getting your own shit together rather than worrying about me. I didn't ask you to worry about me. I don't need you to worry about me. You're not you're not my mom. You're not my dad. You're not my friend. You're not my boss. You're not my teacher or professor. I don't need you for shit. If you disagree, well, good luck with disagreeing. Because look at the results. I'm over here making a whole video about you rather than taking your advice. I chose to make this recording about you rather than listen to you and take your advice. Look at the results. Do I sound like I'm convinced you're right and I'm wrong? Is this the results you were looking for, D-Man? All these months of getting in my business and giving me fake apologies. Is this the result you wanted? If so, congratulations, because you played yourself. And then the last part it said for number 3 was like, I claim that I wouldn't complain if I stopped. But the fact is that you would just argue with the next person over. This always happens. Yes, it does, because I'm not just talking about you here. What I say about you applies to everyone that does what you do. I would just stop arguing with you if you left me alone. I would just stop arguing with you. But when someone makes the same mistakes you did and engages with me, I'm going to argue with them too until they realize they should leave me the fuck alone. If they don't want to leave me alone, that's on them. This is the consequence. If everyone left me alone from the start, I'd have almost nothing to complain all day about. If people simply, like, if the irrelevant people, the people that had nothing to do, like, because half the time I'm arguing with people who had nothing to do with my drama. They jumped into my shit. So they're gonna deal with the consequences of their actions. Half the time I'm complaining about something that's relevant to me. The other half is when people like you jump in my shit and make it worse. The more people jump in, the more I'm going to complain. Like, I don't get it. Fighting fire with fire will only make the fire bigger. Isn't that common sense? If I argue with the next person over, that's their business. You're not a superhero. You're not doing shit. If they want to get themselves hurt, that's their business. If I'm getting myself hurt, that's my business. There's nothing you can do about it, nor is there anything that I'm going to allow you to do. And then number 4, he's like, in quotation, the bigger person ignores someone like Jacob. And then he's like, I don't necessarily agree. The smaller person allows himself to be a bystander. I would rather not allow you to have a conversation that is just a flurry of attacks between a troll and you. That would be the worst possible scenario, and that's what you get into all the time. You know, that's actually a very bad way to think, and that's probably why you don't see what your own teammates do to you is completely wrong. Nihil is has told you months in the past that what you are doing is wrong and that it makes you look like a clown, and you shamelessly assume he's just joking, because why wouldn't he affirm your bull behavior? Because he thinks it's wrong. And you have Tree who leads you on and to say this suicide and MJD stuff, and sometimes even mocks your behavior in words. You view it as him just joking, but to be honest, it's just tragic. If he truly cared about your mental well-being, why doesn't he try to prevent harmful patterns and behavior like that? Even the heel even the heel isn't innocent of ridiculing you and the way you act. He's done plenty of stuff in the past, just like Creed. Ironically, the only people who try to show that they care about you and want you to change end up being the people you consider your ops. Maybe you only want yes men, huh? So basically, right, this is another thing that I don't like about D-Man. When you're arguing with D-Man and you're giving him like literal facts and definitions to things, right? Because it's commonly agreed upon in life. Like, it's not just a me thing. Usually when you're dealing with, like, let's say a bully or a shitty person, it's commonly said that, like, you're the bigger person if you ignore that bully or if you ignore that shitty person. What D-Man does is he likes to disagree with stuff and just give his own definition. So it's kind of like, to him, it's fuck what's commonly agreed upon. It's fuck the dictionary, fuck Google, fuck research. This is how I think. This is what I believe. This is why earlier in the video I say, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you honestly think you're smarter than a dictionary? Like, do you honestly think that your words hold more weight than the dictionary? Do you honestly think your words hold more weight than a lot of shit that is commonly agreed upon in life? Do you honestly think that your points have more weight to them, more substance to them than what a therapist would probably tell you? That same therapist that spent 4 years getting their bachelor's and whatever the fuck they got their bachelor's in. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, D-Man, aren't you like 20 years old, like 19 or 20? Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you really think you can compete with a dictionary? Do you honestly think you can compete with people who have graduated college, people that have developed these websites, laws, words in a dictionary, things you can find in an article? Do you think you're smarter than those people? Who are you to disagree with facts? It's not, you don't have to agree with it, but you act like it's wrong. You can feel how you feel, but the facts are the facts. The fact is, you are the bigger person if you ignore shitty people. If you ignore a bully, if you ignore a shitty person, you are above them. You're not stooping down to their level. And yes, it's a fact that they are low level, because when you're wrong, when you do stupid shit, you are degrading yourself as a human being. You are going down the social ladder, and life is gonna give you consequences for your actions. The more consequences you're dealt, the more people that hate you, the more people that have done bad things to you, that lets you know that you're low, you're down bad. If your boss fires you, most likely it's because you have done so many shitty things in your job. You've done so many bad things. You've broken rules. You've done this and that. So your boss stops taking you serious and he fires you. You're banished to the gallows. You are low. You're down bad. A bully is down bad because their grades are probably low. They've broken many rules. They've probably been served detentions plenty of times, suspensions, expulsions. They're low. They're down bad. When you don't engage with those people, when you're not fighting with those people, when you're not copying their behavior, regardless of whatever reason you have, when you're not copying them, you're showing that you're better than them. You're not acting like the people who are down bad when you're ignoring them. When you ignore people, you're showing them that you have enough self-control to not fall for their bullshit. That makes you a higher human being than them. You're higher up on the ladder if you're able to ignore their shitty behavior. The smaller person, I don't necessarily agree. The smaller smaller person allows himself to be a bystander. I would rather not allow you to have a conversation that is just a flurry of attacks between a troll and you. You have no authority over me. You have no authority. You can't control me. You can't control what I say or do. It doesn't matter what your reason is. If you are engaging with me, someone that you perceive as wrong, if you are engaging with me when you have no obligation to, that is technically stooping down to my level. Because technically, let's say what I'm doing is wrong or against the rules. You're copying me. That means you're breaking the rules too. You're fighting with me, or you're making me want to do what I keep doing. You're not making the situation any better. The time you could have spent ignoring me could have been more spent, like you could have ignored me and devoted all that time to just continuing to better your own life. You're just wasting your time on me. I'm just being honest with you. You're really wasting your time on me and whatnot. I'm just being honest with you, bro. You're just wasting your fucking time. You know, I get what you're trying to say. You don't want to just stand there and let people just fight all day. You want to play the peacemaker. I get it, but how you're going about it is not producing the results you want. It doesn't matter why you think that is too, whether I'm choosing to not, whether you believe I'm choosing to not listen to you or not. That doesn't matter, because I am not choosing to listen to you. I am choosing to not listen to you, and these are the results. It doesn't matter whether or not I choose some. Look at the results. You're not getting the results you want, whether I'm purposely not letting it happen or not. At the end of the day, you're not getting what you want. So what you're doing is not working. So stop doing it. Stop. Don't deflect and tell me to take my own advice. Because what I'm doing, there has been times where it has worked, but even if it doesn't work, right? Even if it doesn't work, that's on me. That's my business. Whether I stop or not, that's my decision. That's my business. What I'm doing got nothing to do with you. If I'm a hypocrite, that's my business. No one told you to get in my business. If I'm wrong, I have the right to be wrong in my own business. I have the right to be shitty in my own shit. You're not obligated. You're not obligated to get into my shit. I'm not gonna enter. Look, I know I said some MJD things here and there. I'm not even gonna get into full detail with that. Guys, what he's saying is not true at all. I will say this though, Cree and Z, they have told me why they did what they did in the past regarding my comments on certain things. They privately told me, and they might have even told me publicly, but regardless, bro, I'm not even gonna take that shit serious. Like, I'm not gonna take what D-Man said here serious about MJD, because I feel like if I keep talking about, I already talked about it over and over in the past, whether it's in the server or in my videos, but it's like people either forget it or they discard what I said and they just act like I didn't say it. I don't know, but I just feel like if I keep talking about it over and over and over, it's just gonna open up another can of worms, and the season's over. All that bullshit has been done and over with. I'm not gonna entertain that shit any further. This is not an MJD video. MJD is doing fine right now. We're still doing our thing. We won already. We moved on, all that other shit. Like, congrats to MJD. We deserve this shit. We did our thing. This isn't an MJD video. This is a me video. This is a D-Man video. This is a Domino video. H5 tournament shit. I'm not entertaining that bullshit. You know, he can say what he wants, but I'm not, because half the shit he's saying is not true. Like, if anything, everything he's saying is not really true. From my recollection, from my memory, like, what he's saying is not exactly what went down. Maybe that's how he saw it. Maybe he's just talking based on what he's seen or what others told him, but he don't know the full story, nor does he know the full story from my perspective. So I'm not gonna get into that. This isn't some MJD press conference. We won. We got the ring, and you can't do shit about it. Did I talk about number 4 already? I don't know if I talked about 4 already, but I'm reading all this MJD shit, so I'm not even gonna address all that. He's trying to get me to say some shit that's like really, really, really bad. He's trying to trick me into saying some shit about MJD, and he's just mad that I'm not falling for it. I'm not talking about that bullshit again. I'm not gonna give the full story to shit. It's not even for you to know, It's not for you to know. If you think Kree and Z are making fun of me, that's their shit. That's my business, nigga. That got nothing to do with you. I got my reasons whether you think I'm wrong or not, I don't want no fucking yes man, nigga. Fuck that shit. I just don't tolerate disrespect, especially from people like you. Number 5. Maybe you should find something better to do too. I talk on Discord for fun while you are stressing yourself out over it. I mean, for you to say, I have to get a job, go to the gym, and go to school must mean you are doing something better too, right? No, you spend 8 hours on Discord shizzle posting for everyone to watch. More deflection. Let's say you're right and I'm not taking my own advice here. That's my business. You can be better than me by doing the opposite of what I'm doing. If what I'm doing is wrong, focus on yourself and better yourself. If you think I'm not doing the things I told you to do, that doesn't mean that what I'm saying is wrong. You should be focusing on your own shit. You should be working out more. I've seen your picture. You don't look like you exercise at all. You look like you get bullied every fucking day. It's part of why I can't even take you serious, Like, what the fuck? So if you think I'm not doing the things that I'm telling you to do, does that mean you shouldn't do it? Like, what? If I'm a hypocrite, that doesn't mean that what I'm saying is wrong. It just means that I'm the wrong messenger. That doesn't invalidate what I'm saying, though, because you should be taking the advice. And if you don't want to take it, that's your business. But I'm just saying, what I got going on got nothing to do with you. You could be focused on yourself rather than looking at what I'm doing. If you're on Discord for fun, that's you. That's you. Be on Discord for fun. I don't have to be on Discord for fun if I don't want to be. And obviously, I'm in multiple servers. I don't complain like this all day in other servers, but that's besides the point. Let's say I am complaining in every server I'm in. Like, that's my business. You see, he's deflecting. He's not going to address whether or not he's exercising, he has a job, and he's going to school. He's not going to talk about it. He's just going to deflect it back to me. It's deflection. Nigga, I'm talking to you. I'm talking about you. So, counter my points about you. Tell me how I'm wrong about what I'm saying about you, rather than calling me a hypocrite, rather than deflecting it back on me. Let me finish with you first before you start getting on me. And even then, it's deflection. It's a manipulation tactic. You're just distracting from the main points I'm making by diverting it back to me, redirecting it back to me. You're more focused on me than you are focused on yourself. That's where you went wrong. Every time you deflect like this, every time you redirect this shit back to me, you're only making me not want to take your advice some more. Every deflection you do, I feel like it's an attack on me. Because deflection is very dishonest. It's very manipulative. It's very distracting. It's very dishonest. If you're trying to help me, you're doing a terrible job. Because I'm not accepting your help. You're not doing anything to convince me to accept your help. So what you're doing is not working, because I'm not accepting shit from you. And when you deflect like this, it only makes me feel more attacked. Number 6. Yes. Oh yeah, he's like, no. Back to number 5. He's like, you spend 8+ hours on Discord just posting for everyone to watch. And you spent God knows how many hours going back and forth with me, but you don't want to address that. You don't want to address that in your comment here. That's why in that video I made, the previous video from this one, y'all see in the end, like, D-Man admits that what he did that day was toxic. This nigga literally went back and forth with me for hours, copying what I was doing for hours, because he thought that it would convince me, it would make me see how wrong I am in what I'm doing. He legit, like, and then he admitted that what he did was toxic. I got it all in the screenshot. It's in the video. Oh my God. Like, D-Man, you have an agenda against me. I'ma just outright say it. You got an agenda against me. You're not fully interested in helping me become a better person. You just want excuses to shit on me. Cause none of this shit makes sense. Your logic it's not logicking. Your logic is not logicking. You deflected a million times. You constantly get the wrong idea in things that you get yourself into. You accuse me of all this shit. You're not asking for my side of the story. You're just going to act like your side of the story is confirmed to be true. When I look at this, it only makes me want to keep on not listening to your advice, because it doesn't look like you have my best interests at heart. It just looks like you just want to shit on me. Number 6. Yes, I am going to admit that when I apologize, it's not because I feel like I wronged you. There's one exception where I played into your ramble. You should really apologize to me too. I've been insulted tenfold by you than what I've ever done to you. At the very worst, I became a copycat and started imitating your crazy rants. At the very best, I tried to have a conversation with you and you didn't feel like changing your mind whatsoever. So that's disrespectful, right? The first thing he said was disrespectful, because when you apologize to someone, you're supposed to be sincere about it. You're supposed to have good intentions. When you're sorry for what you've done, it's because you're supposed to apologize when you're wrong. You're supposed to apologize when you realize what you did was a mistake. You're supposed to apologize when you feel like you've made someone feel hurt. You've made someone feel upset. You're supposed to apologize when you feel like you've wronged someone. When you have genuinely wronged someone, that is your time to apologize. But if you apologize because you want to shut someone up, when you apologize because you just want to stop someone from talking shit, that's very fake and dishonest, especially when you're not telling them that. So you tried to trick me. You tried to manipulate and deceive me by giving me a fake apology, a backhanded apology. You weren't apologizing because you felt you were really wrong. You were apologizing because you just wanted me to shut the fuck up and stop rambling for 8 hours a day. So this is another manipulation tactic, by the way, guys. The deflection is one of the manipulation tactics, but then it's the fake apologies. In the moment that he's apologizing to me, he's not telling me this shit. What y'all are reading right now, he didn't tell me this shit the moment he apologized to me. He's telling me this shit months after the fact. So this nigga manipulates me multiple times and he expects me to listen to him and follow his advice. This is exactly why I don't listen to niggas like him. You think if D-Man approached me in a way that I wanted, he'd end up apologizing to me in a fake way like this? You see the pattern? It doesn't stop with the disrespectful tone. I end up seeing all this wrong shit that happens afterward. That's why earlier, if y'all can recall, I said like, if I look like I'm getting upset over small shit, it's those seemingly small things are just like red flags. They're just little signs that something bigger is probably gonna occur. Little red flag. I'm not in the wrong for spotting red flags. D-Man isn't just a rude person. He's also very manipulative. He admits to being toxic. He admits to lying to my face. He admits to stooping down to my level. He admits to being very entitled. He expects me to do what he tells me to do. Who the fuck do you think you are? This is exactly why y'all see me stressing out over certain things. I've seen it over and over throughout my life. All these red flags, I've seen it. It's all a pattern. They can call me crazy, sensitive, whatever, but I've seen some shit. I can't take my eyeballs off and project it on a screen and show y'all what I've seen throughout my life, but I have seen some shit over and over over with different people. Y'all can't tell me shit. Y'all cannot tell me shit. I've seen what I've seen. I've experienced what I've experienced. Y'all can't tell me shit. Look at all this shit. All this negative, toxic shit that D-Man admitted to. It's literally right here in 4K. Y'all can't tell me shit. Number 7. Wait, did I address everything? Oh, no. And he's like, you should apologize to me too. Nope, I shouldn't apologize for shit because you came at me first. The burden of responsibility is on you. You started with me first. So when you attack someone, do you expect them to apologize for defending themselves? I'm gonna do what I gotta do in self-defense. You came at me first. If you didn't come at me first, I wouldn't have did what I did to you. Yes, I admit I have insulted you tenfold. Yes, and I don't see anything wrong with that. You like, if you give shit, you'll be gifted that shit back. That's life. If you do something wrong, there will be consequences. The consequences could be worse or not as bad. It depends. You can't expect someone to apologize for giving you consequences for your actions. Here's the reason why. If someone does something to me, I return it 2 times worse, because they don't pipe the fuck down. When I give them equal punishment, they don't pipe the fuck down. When I go too far with it, that's when they shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Why? Because it's not worth it anymore. They start feeling like it's not worth it anymore. Because think about it like this. If the school bully, you think that bully cares about detention? You think that bully is gonna change his ways because he got detention? You think that bully gives a fuck about detention? He will beat your ass and get a suspension if he feels like it. He don't give a fuck. So how are you gonna change that bully? Or if this bully doesn't care about breaking the rules because all he's getting is a suspension, what's gonna stop that bully from breaking the rules? There's other options, but one of the options I'm focusing on right now is an expulsion. If the bully doesn't respond well to detentions and suspensions, you gotta take it you have to take it to another level and give that bully an expulsion, because the detention and suspension is not working. The bully returned to school and he's gonna continue whooping your ass. The suspension didn't work. Yes, in normal circumstances, the detention is the best solution, because what that bully did wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad to the point of expelling the bully, but the problem is the bully won't stop. The bully won't leave that person alone. So what the fuck are you supposed to do? You gotta expel that nigga. If you expel the bully can't show up to that school no more, and the victim doesn't get bullied anymore. Yes, an expulsion is going too far, but the bully basically asked for it. The bully didn't listen to logic and reason. The principal probably tried to sit down and have a talk with the bully, but that bully didn't want to talk. That bully didn't understand logic and reason, so the principal suspended them. So then the bully came back to school and nothing changed. What the fuck are you supposed to do? You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. This world is cruel. We gotta do what you gotta do. There's just some people out there, they don't listen to logic and reason. Not everyone is gonna sit down with me and have a nice, civilized, mature conversation. There's gonna be people in your life, they want the smoke. They don't give a fuck. They are crazy. There are crazy people in this world. A lot of these crazy people have firearms. You think they want to sit down and have a talk with you? They'd rather die. That's just the world we live in, nigga. You gotta do what you gotta do. If it means you gotta take shit to the extreme to shut this nigga up, so be it. It might be wrong to you, But that's just how it is. If the people running these tournaments, if they just sat down with me and had a nice mature convo, no manipulation tactic, no ill intentions, none of that, I most likely wouldn't have been handling shit in the ways that I've been handling it. But it's just some people in this world are crazy and they have to be dealt with a certain way. Crazy people don't understand logic. They don't understand reason, nor do they want to. They're crazy for a reason. Their brains aren't the same as our brains. Their brain chemistry, their psychology, they have all this trauma, all this fucked up shit in their head. They're not listening to logic. They don't care about that shit. You gotta handle them a different way. That way might be extreme. It might be fucked up, but that's the only way they're gonna listen. That's just how it is. Hey, I didn't create this world. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I'm just a nigga living in this world. I didn't create this. That's just how it is, bro. Deal with it. That's part of why I implore you to mind your business. You don't fully understand what the fuck you're getting yourself into when you butt in like that. Number 7. Wait, did I address everything? So the last part to number 6, he says at the very best, he tried to have a conversation with me and I didn't feel like changing my mind whatsoever. Well, yeah, because it's too late. You came at me a certain way that I didn't like, that I didn't respect. So you've lost my respect from there. You can't just change to having this supposed conversation with me and expecting me to change my mind. It's too late. You've given me first impressions really count. You came at me in a way that I thought was crazy. So in my mind, I'm not gonna expect anything else out of you. Like, I don't want no conversation with you. Now, obviously, there's ways to fix this. You could try doing things that'll help me grow closer to you to the point where I forgive you for what you've done to me in the past. Why do you think earlier in the video I say me and Be Free had a conversation? We had a nice mature talk. There's things Be Free admitted he did was wrong. There's things he admitted to, and there's things he said about me that I had to be accountable for. He's earned my forgiveness. He didn't manipulate me. He didn't trick me. He didn't outsmart me. He was very sincere and honest, and he had a good, kind heart. You don't come off like you have the best intentions. You don't come off like you have a good heart to me. You don't come off as an honest person. You've admitted to being toxic towards me. You've admitted to tricking me, lying to me, stooping down to my level. If you want my forgiveness, you're gonna have to do certain things, and I don't think you really care about my forgiveness, but I'm just telling you the facts here. If you want to sit down and have a conversation with me, you're gonna have to earn that privilege, because you fucked up. At least in my eyes, you fucked up. And everyone in this community, the same way you want to deflect and tell me a lot of people in this community said this about me, a lot of people in this community talk shit about you too, behind your back and to your face. Nobody takes you seriously in this community, D-man. For someone that tries to make himself look so smart, so intellectually brilliant, nobody in this server likes you. No one in this community really respects you. Everyone talks shit about you. Why do you think they do that shit? Look at what you're doing to people like me. Nobody takes you serious for a reason. That's how it is, man. I don't know what else to tell you. He's like, let me be, and then now number 7, now number 7. Let me be wrong in peace. That's bad, and I respect you enough that I don't want that for you. I don't want that for myself. I really don't, but I gotta do what I gotta do. And if you feel like I don't have to act this way, If you feel like I'm wrong for real, if you feel like what I'm doing is unnecessary, that's how you feel. But that's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. That's not going to stop shit. I don't care if you respect me. I don't care if you really fuck with me like that. I'm not expecting you to feel happy for me here. The fuck? Just stop forcing me to do what you want me to do. Mind your fucking business. Whatever you hope to achieve is not going to work on me, nor will I allow it to work. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your breath. There's ways I could tell you to fix that, but you're not gonna follow those ways because you're very defiant. You follow your own rules. You do whatever the fuck you want. And this is the results. Everyone, by the time I'm recording this shit right now, everyone left me alone, D-Man. You're the only one who was on my dick a couple weeks ago. You're the only one. And you're not going anywhere with me when you act like this. I promise you, you're not. Let me be wrong in peace. What I'm doing is not affecting your life. It's got nothing to do with you. Worry about yourself. If I want your help, I'll ask for it. Whether you believe it's bad or not, that's you. If you think I'm wrong, if you believe I'm wrong, if you think it's a fact that I'm wrong, the facts are the facts. So let me be wrong. Stop forcing me. Stop trying to control me. Stay out of my business. If I hurt myself, that's my business. That's my decision. This is my body. This is my mind. This is my life. And there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, I'm moving on from that for now because gotta address Domino. But then, in the middle of me and Domino's mature conversations, cause me and Domino, we had a mature convo, after I made my video, I think the same day or a day after I made my previous video, I guess me and Domino had a nice convo, and I haven't got to tell y'all the news yet because, not everything is broadcasted, not everything is on a video. So there might be people who have watched my previous video. They don't even realize me and Domino had a nice convo. But in the middle of that convo, y'all, obviously D-Man, y'all in my business, y'all in our business. So I'll address that after. But I'm gonna just summarize me and Domino's convo. Domino. After I made my video, I received screenshots of Domino saying in his H5 tournament server he was gonna make some PDF about me, about my, I don't really remember word for word or just remember, as I'm talking, I'm just going off memory here. Domino was going to make a PDF about me, about my personality, ways that I'm a hypocrite, my psychology, things like that, and when I was told about this, I was, I think B-Free told me this stuff, I don't really remember, but then, if B-Free did tell me this, I told B-Free, if Domino is gonna make this thing about me, this, they call it a PDF about me, it's that's not gonna work for me because Domino, he has told me that, he's told me at some point, Domino has made it clear, I yap a lot, I talk a lot. People like me should start a podcast or some kind of shit because I can talk all day about anything, which is true, I could. So I was trying to ask, tell B-Free about Domino, why is Domino making a thing about me? Because if he wants to talk, I could talk way longer than him. So making some PDF about me is not gonna work because I can just respond with a video or some other shit. But yeah. After that, I guess Domino, I'm assuming he dropped the idea of a PDF and we just had a nice conversation. And to summarize the conversation, just like D-Man, there's things he deflected on, basically, he was saying things along the lines of, from what I remember, he was saying things like, I'm against doxing, but I wanted D-Man to be doxed. Something along those lines. He was basically pointing out how I'm a hypocrite, how I only say and do things that benefit me, etc., etc. He would say that I only address things that have to do with me, etc., etc. most of this conversation was just misunderstandings that we both had to clear up. Obviously, I will show you guys how the convo went or some shit like that, but this is just the thing. And I went over how I felt his H5 tournament was rigged. I also went over how, like, my personal issues with him and his tournament. And it's like, I mean, if you guys are in the PL server, y'all can see the convo for yourselves, but I want to get to the main, like, the climax of that issue. I want to let y'all know, like, I'm not fighting with Domino at this moment. We had a nice, mature conversation. I don't want people harassing Domino. No one's harassing me. No one's on my dick lately. So far, things are peaceful. Okay. But Domino thinks that I stopped believing his H5 tournament is rigged. I want to let you guys know I still believe his H5 tournament is rigged. He tried to get me back into his server. I had to tell him I'm not joining his server until, like, that tournament is ran the way the original H5 tournament guy ran his tournament before he dipped. And I'm not coming back until certain ops that were banned from the PL server are also banned from his server as well, from the new H5 server. Me and Domino are not fighting, but I let Domino know that we're not good yet until I see progress, until I see that he is changing and he's not doing all this bad shit to me. Because my issue with Domino was, like, whether he means it or not, whether he had these intentions or not, he says and does certain things that I don't like, that I got a problem with. I take it as disrespect. I take it as an insult. I told Domino that. Domino took accountability. He expects me to not, what Domino wants me to do, because it's deflection, he expects me not to take shit too far with him anymore. So it's like, as long as he's making progress, he expects me to make progress as well. And I just want to say, like, Domino, please worry about yourself. I only react to things you do to me. I react to things you say about me. You say to and about me. I react to your actions. Yes, I've told you this too during our conversation, and you would tell me, like, from what I remember, you would tell me, like, when I do these types of things, it's like fighting fire with fire. It's only gonna make things worse and whatnot. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. I'm a very reactive person. If you don't give me something to react negatively to, I don't react negatively to it. If you don't start with me, I don't finish it. That's why I say I'll stop doing what I'm doing when I see progress from you. I request that you stop deflecting things back to me. Whether what you're saying is true or not, I advise you not to deflect like that again. It's not going to work out for you. It's not working, you know. It's why I'm making this video. I just feel like people like D-Man, for instance. D-Man currently is not on my dick. At the time of this recording, people like D-Man is not on my dick. People like Domino, they're not on my case. They're not arguing with me. You know, it's been about 2 weeks and Domino hasn't came after me. But this always happens. There's always this peaceful period before we clash again out of nowhere because of another issue and another issue and another issue. It's why I'm making this video and clearing things up. I don't want any misunderstandings. I still believe that H5 tournament is rigged. I'm not Domino's friend. None of that. I'm not fighting with Domino right now. Nor do I want to fight with him in the future. I hope he doesn't give me a reason to fight with him in the future. I don't really want to fight with him in the future. I don't like his tournament. I don't think it's ran the way it's supposed to be ran. But in truth, I was going to look the other way with this tournament, but because I was involved with this tournament, I just wanted certain things to be done before I could participate. Those things weren't done, and I didn't like how the situation was handled, so I got mad and I got vocal and I felt like I exposed rigging and also personal issues within the tournament. But we had a nice, peaceful conversation and I'm happy about that. I thank you for for giving me that convo. After I make this video, I hope to continue keeping the peace and not having any arguments occur. Good luck with your tournament, but I'm not taking part in it unless certain things are done. That's it. That's it. I want to let y'all know about that with the Domino. Don't come after him, none of that. I just believe what I believe. I see things how I see it. That's it. All right. Now, during me and Domino's convo, of course, D-Man stepped into this. So let me tell y'all what he said. Here we go. So, skipping over to what D-Man said, basically the context, so he was asking out of nowhere, where is the negativity in ooh-ifying a text? The context behind that is, I was telling Domino, it's not about social hierarchies, it's about basic levels of respect. There's certain mannerisms we were taught to display to even strangers we never even met. People were also taught things like table manners. I get people joke around in this community, the same community everyone talks bad about, but there are levels to this stuff. Sometimes me and B joke around with each other, for instance, but it doesn't look like we are using any ounce of negativity. It's a joke. And then I was like, shit about this. And then D-Man is like, where is the negativity in oofying tech? And see, this is a nice convo between me and Domino, and here comes D-Man ruining it by jumping in. No one told him to jump in the shit. The negativity in oofying text, what he's talking about is, it was a paragraph that was a troll. It was meant to troll MJD during season 6. I think Domino at the time, or at some point, I think he typed that same paragraph that mocked MJD. He typed it in a feminine, oofying way. So it's like, I took it as mocking on top of mocking. I told D-Man that. He was telling me these were things that were already present before Domino even thought about the oofying text. That doesn't make it any better. If someone is mocking me, why are you mocking me some more? I don't know. It's just, the fuck? Of course it was said before he oofied it. He wouldn't have anything to oofy if those things weren't said in the first place. My point is, MJD got mocked. We got trolled. At the time, Domino added to the trolling when he oofied it. The negativity is, the original paragraph was mocking MJD. It was pointing out things. It was making fun of certain individual members in MJD and how they handle conflicts. It was trying to also point out hypocrisies and whatnot. That's the negativity. It's rooted in the criticisms and how the criticisms was delivered. And Domino made it a further joke by oofying it. Okay. Again, this is why nobody takes D-Man seriously. And another thing he ended up saying later on during me and Domino's civilized conversation was, this is another example of deflection, by the way. He was like, where was this attitude when I got doxxed? Because if I don't know, one of my teammates in MJD doxed D-Man, showed his face to the server and everything. So here, I'm talking about Domino's H5 tournament, and D-Man wants to deflect and talk about what happened in the past during season 6. I'm going to summarize what I thought I said about that. So obviously he's deflecting. Even though I was talking to Domino, D-Man somehow deflected what I said back on me. Manipulation tactic. But also, when D-Man got doxxed, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The day that D-Man got doxxed, I don't even think I was event staff during those times. But also, when D-Man got doxxed, I don't think I was even there to see it. I don't think I was physically there in that moment to witness it. And I didn't say anything about it because I think Zed got punished for the doxing, and 2, the situation had nothing to do with me. At the time, did I like that Zed doxed D-Man? No. I felt like doxing D-Man was a big mistake. At the time, I thought D-Man getting doxed was a big mistake. It shouldn't have occurred. It had nothing to do with me. The situation seemed to have been dealt with. So I didn't say anything about it at the time. I didn't think I had to. Not to mention, no one told me to say anything about it. Nobody asked me any questions. No one came to me about the shit at the time. I didn't feel like I had to say shit. Yeah, I didn't care all too much. Like, everything seemed to be dealt with too. But also, even if people came to me about it, like, I most likely wouldn't have said anything because, it's not my business. I had no place. I had no say in the matter. It wasn't my place to speak on it. I wasn't even event staff at the time, at least from what I remember. I don't think I was event staff at that time. I didn't really care. I just saw it as D-Man did some stupid shit. Z did even worse shit, and this is the result. This is why I tell D-Man to mind his own business, stop doing this dumb shit. Nobody takes it serious. And then y'all see the result. Niggas like D-Man get doxxed. This is why throughout this video I tell D-Man, stop this shit. Just stop it. It's not working for you. There was a point where D-Man, his tone dramatically shifted. As I was telling him to shut the fuck up and mind his business, nigga shut up. Because, this is the third or fourth time in the past 3 months, 4 months, I had to tell D-Man, shut the fuck up, mind your fucking business, And D-Man, I could tell D-Man, he was watching me and Domino's discussion the whole time. He was trying so hard not to butt in, but there was just some things I said he just couldn't help but butt into. And at some point, right, this nigga just started fucking trolling me. Or at least that's how it looked to me. He was so at some point, right, I was saying stuff like, stop butting into my shit, stop putting words in my mouth. And then this nigga, so beyond the deflection, right, because he was talking about during Physicia's tournament, Zed was in Physicia's server, and I didn't say shit about it. The same Zed that doxed D-Man. Deflection, and his tone changes. He was calling me a hypocrite who has to simmer down. I only care about what benefits me specifically. I got no counterpoints. I could be doing something too. I'm a terrible PL event staff who allowed my own team to rig and dox others. GG no re. And then he's he had Kishi, so MJD couldn't account share with him again. And my thing is, guys, whoever is watching, give me your honest opinion, right? Comment it down below. Just somehow tell me, right? After y'all read all this shit that I just talked about, all the shit I just read from D-Man just now, does D-Man look like someone who's trying to help me? Does D-Man look like someone who is genuinely trying to look out for me? Who's genuinely concerned and worried about me and my mental health? With the way he's talking, he sounds like a troll. Does this look like someone who is trying to change me for the better? Does this look like someone who has my best interests at heart? Does this look like someone who cares about how I feel? Does this look like someone who genuinely wants me to have better mental health? If you guys had, I don't know if any of you guys who are watching this ever went to therapy or talked with your parents about mental health issues, but let's say you talk to your mom or dad about mental health issues. Y'all see how D-Man's typing, right? Y'all see how D-Man was talking to me. Does this look like, does what he's doing remind you of how your parents talk to you when they try to counsel you? Is this how your parents counseled you? Let me know in the comment section below, by the way. Does this look like if you had any friends or family or therapists trying to counsel you, did they talk to you the way D-Man is talking to me? Talk to me on the 31st, October 31st, 2025. You're a hypocrite. You're a terrible PL event staff. GG no re. I hacked Kishi, guys. I hacked Kishi so MJD couldn't account share with him. You're a hypocrite. Simmer down, boy. Where was this energy when Zed was in the Physique server? Does that sound like a therapist? A licensed therapist? Does that sound like your parents if they counsel you? Does that sound like how your best friend would counsel you if you had some mental health issues? Let me know in the comment section. I want to know if I'm tripping or not. Let me know if I'm tweaking. Alright, let me know if I'm tripping. Alright, let me know in the comment section. Because from my perspective, this don't look like someone who's my friend, okay? like, this don't look like someone who is genuinely trying to better me as a person, who feels sorry for me. This don't sound like someone who feels sorry for me. This don't sound like someone who's concerned for my health. So just let me know in the comment section, alright? Let me know if I'm just too sensitive. Let me know. I'm not gonna show y'all how he looks, but I'll let y'all know his ears are indeed big. They're big as fuck. It's just, my thing is, like, I bring that up to say, D-Man has these big ass ears, but it's like he's not hearing me. He doesn't listen to me. He's not hearing me. With the big ass ears, the nigga just can't use them right. How do you have ears that big, but you don't listen? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Am I tripping? Now, I'll also make clear, now that I've seen how D-Man is, I've seen D-Man's true colors, I will be honest and say, I am glad D-Man got doxxed. Does that make doxing right? No, I'm not saying that I would dox D-Man if I had the chance. I'm saying I feel like doxing that nigga. I feel like doxing him. I feel like ruining this nigga. Am I actually going to do it? Am I actually going to go about doing it? No, I'm not going to do it, but I feel like it, and I'm kind of glad others doxed him. Did I tell them to dox him? Did I have anything to do with D-Man's doxing back then? Hell no. I didn't even know that D-Man was gonna get doxxed. At the time, I actually liked D-Man. He seemed chill to me. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know people had this much hatred for him that they doxed him. That shit had nothing to do with me, I promise y'all. But after everything that's happened these past few months between me and D-Man, after all the toxic shit he's done to me, I'm glad he got doxxed. It's wrong, but this is just how I feel. And I'm just being honest with how I feel. I'd rather be honest with my feelings than be a lying, manipulative bitch. Okay? I'd rather be honest with how I feel than manipulate people through fake apologies and deflections and all this other shit. So I'm just gonna end the video off with this. Man, it's too late for you, but there are ways you can earn my forgiveness. I doubt you're gonna actually try to earn my forgiveness. I don't think you care, but I'm just telling you, I could forgive you for what you've done, and we could have a nice conversation. You could try to have this convo with me if I ever forgive you. If you earn my forgiveness, we could obviously sit down and have a nice conversation. If you really care about my mental health and my well-being this much, we could have a conversation, a nice mature conversation, but you have to earn that if you want it. I'm not gonna give it to you for free, bro. You're gonna have to earn that shit. After everything you've done to me, after how you made me feel, you're gonna have to earn that privilege. Alright. Well, best of luck to all of y'all. Thank y'all for sticking around and watching. I gotta go now. Like, comment and subscribe. If y'all got any thoughts or concerns, let me know in the comment section or DM me or some shit. I don't know. It's up to y'all. Goodbye.